Hello, you guys. Happy Sunday. My name's Kendra Moore, and I have some really cool information and a DIY to show you this afternoon. I'm just going to give it a minute and see if anyone's going to join us live. I am, of course, coming to you from Orlando, Florida, where we had a deep freeze last night. It actually got in the 30s. And I think overnight, even below, I think it was around like 31, 29 or something. But anyway, needless to say, people around here are freaking out that this is like literally the biggest news Orlando has had since I've moved here. So I know up in the Northeast, you guys had a full blast and snow and all of that stuff, which I love because I find it to be beautiful. I am happy though that I don't have to shovel it or go to work in it. But it's all good. So let's get started. And if you join in, please say hi, give yourself a shout out, let me know where you're coming from. So I actually want to talk to you today about the benefits of bentonite clay. Am I saying that right? Bentonite clay. So bentonite clay is very interesting because it is a clay that, like it sounds, clay, like clay from the earth. And it is a clay that you can use for a variety of health benefits, both from a beauty standpoint, but also from an internal health standpoint, which is actually really cool. So let me show you what this looks like. And then what I'll do is talk about it. So this is what the bentonite clay looks like. So you can see, whoa, I spilled some. That's okay. There's a towel down there. That's what the bentonite clay looks like. Now, bentonite clay is bentonite clay. I keep saying it wrong. Bentonite clay is very interesting because it is actually clay from volcanic ash. So yeah, so it's clay from volcanic ash that has been around for a very long time, and it's actually that ash produces a very good earth material that is chock full of nutrients. Not only is it chock full of nutrients, but it also helps to detoxify your body of heavy metals. It also helps your digestive system, and then it also is really good for your beauty as well, specifically if you have oily skin, and then again, if you're looking to detoxify your body. So that's bentonite clay. Now, guess where the most bentonite clay is located? Guess. So again, it comes from volcanic ash. So guess where most of it is located? If you are thinking Hawaii, you are incorrect. I know Hawaii has a lot of volcanoes. It's not from Hawaii. It's actually from Wyoming. Can you believe that? Wyoming. And Wyoming today is still mined for its bentonite clay. Now, bentonite clay is what makes this clay really special is that its properties actually binds to certain toxins in our body. Now, there are metal toxins in our environment, in our atmosphere. No doubt they're in us as well. And there are really 5 metal toxins that are the most poisonous when it comes to humans. And that is mercury, arsenic, look at my notes, lead, it is chromium and cadmium, and I already said arsenic. So those are the 5 metals that exist that are most poisonous to us, or there are more incidences of people getting poisoned by those heavy metals is what they're called. So think about it. That's why we no longer use lead paint, for example. That's why the government really regulates like products having mercury in them. So, you know, these substances are very dangerous. But unfortunately, we are always exposed to these things because they can exist as environmental factors in our air, in our water, and yes, also in our food, just because of the soil in our food. Well, what you want to do is over time, we get a load of toxic buildup in our systems. That's just a natural thing. As much as you can, you want to do something that decreases that toxic buildup. One of the things that you can do is use bentonite clay. Now, bentonite clay has been ingested for thousands of years. And the reason why people would ingest them is that it detoxifies your body, but then it also does stuff like it helps your digestive system. So if you need like an antacid, if you or your child or even your pet has diarrhea, bentonite clay is good for that. And then not only that, you've heard of leaky gut syndrome, right? So leaky gut syndrome is something, if you imagine like a lining around your gut, and then naturally that lining has really, really small holes in it. But over time, because of the stuff that we eat, those holes become bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then what happens around our gut is that things that should not be able to get through to our gut actually get through. Well, bentonite clay is something that is ingested and can help fortify that gut lining. So the way that you would use bentonite clay, again, for your gut, for diarrhea, as an antacid, to bind to those heavy metals in your body, again, mercury, lead, arsenic, is that you would actually put a teaspoon of this in 8 ounces of water, and then you would mix it and you would drink it. Now, the reason why that works is because bentonite clay acts almost like a magnet, where it attracts those heavy toxins, and then it helps you expel those heavy toxins out of your body. So that's the other reason why it's good as a detox as well. The only thing is when you use bentonite clay in that way, you do have to research and make sure that you're buying a version that is good for ingestion, right? Because what I'm going to show you today is a DIY for beauty to create a face mask. So some bentonite clays aren't formulated for ingestion and some are, so you want to make sure you do your research. Now, let's go into the beauty part. Especially if you have oily skin, bentonite clay could be your best friend. And what you would want to do with the bentonite clay is you would mix this with either water or apple cider vinegar, let it get a good thick paste, and then you would put it on your face like a face mask. So I'm actually going to demonstrate the mixing part, not the face mask part, not today. I'm going to take the bentonite clay, again, you see it here. I'm going to scoop it out. I'm going to put some in a bowl. Now, when you do this, because bentonite clay is something that binds to like toxins and metals and stuff like that, you don't want to use a metal spoon and you don't want to use a metal bowl. Okay, so find a glass bowl. A wooden spoon is best. So that's what I have here. So I have the bentonite clay in the bowl. And so next, what I am actually going to do is use apple cider vinegar. Because we know apple cider vinegar with the mother has a whole bunch of properties that makes it really good for our skin, especially for inflamed skin. And again, this is if you have oily skin. So what you would do is you would take this, the apple cider vinegar. Now, if apple cider vinegar is too strong, because I know a lot of people don't like the smell of it, you can use water with this as well. So you don't have to use apple cider vinegar. And so you're going to pour it in with the bentonite clay, and then you're going to mix it. And you want this to become like a paste. So again, like I said at the beginning, bentonite clay is actually ash that has formed from a volcano. So, you can see that color there. And doesn't it remind you, like when you watch documentaries about a volcano and ash and stuff like that? That's what that is. So you mix it until it forms a nice paste. So you can see the consistency here. And then what you would do is you would take this. I'm actually just going to put it on my hand just so you can see. You would put it on your face. It has a nice cooling effect. when you first put it on. So you would put it on your face and you would just let that dry. Now, and it will stay on for 20 minutes. And again, while this thing is drying on your face, especially if you have oily skin, it is helping to bond to those oils. It's also helping to bond to the bacteria and stuff like that in your skin. And then once it gets hard, it'll feel kind of tight. It'll get hard, and then you'll use like a wet cloth and you'll wipe it off, rinse your face off, and then apply the moisturizer that you use. Now, because bentonite clay is something that almost has like magnetic type properties and it's very effective, if you have oily skin or acne and you are actually taking some kind of medication, hey Karen, if you're taking, thank you for watching. If you're taking some kind of medication for your acne or oily skin, I would not recommend using the bentonite clay because you don't want to get that kind of reaction, because this stuff is, again, it's kind of like a magnet to oils, to heavy metals in our bodies, and it's drawing those things out, okay? So the other thing that you can do with this paste is that you can put it on your face, but you can also use it as a foot detox. So a lot of times in natural medicine, we like to focus on the feet when it comes to drawing out impurities, right? So what you would do is you would do the same thing. You would take the bentonite clay. You guys jump on, say hi, tell me where you're coming from. This is the bentonite clay. You would perform the same thing. You would make a paste out of water or apple cider vinegar, and then you would coat the bottom of your feet with it and let it sit on your feet and let your feet get kind of hard with this mixture on it. And then after it gets hard, you want to soak your feet in warm water with Epsom salt. And so as the clay starts to break down in the water, it'll actually start drawing out those impurities too from your system. So that's especially good if you experience a lot of inflammation in your feet. If you have swollen feet, I would recommend doing a bentonite clay foot soak. So that's what that is, essentially a couple of times a week. So again, bentonite clay. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything that I wanted to tell you guys about it. The other good thing about bentonite clay, again, is that it has a whole bunch of minerals associated to. And when I'm talking about, well, let me tell you the minerals first. So it includes calcium, magnesium, sodium, copper, iron, potassium, and some more minerals as well. So, oh yeah, Karen, you guys got snow, like snow. I kind of wish, I'm glad I'm not there, but I wish I was there because I saw the pictures and it's beautiful. I'm like, the one winter when we leave and move, it has to like pour down snow. So this has a lot of great minerals in it as well, which is one of the things that makes it very effective, right? Let me see what else. Okay, so I talked about it being used as an antacid, can help with diarrhea. Oh, skin-wise. If you have like eczema, if you have a rash, it's really good also for kids that have a diaper rash. What you would do, make this paste. This paste is everything. Like, it's something that's very simple, but it's so effective. And the other reason why I love this is look how much is in here. It is a lot. And you do not need a whole lot to do your face, to do your feet, to do it once in a while. It's much less expensive than buying a lot of the very expensive facial masks in the store. And again, this brand that I brought, it has no parabens, no phthalates, no mineral oil, no petroleum. That's the other thing. When you guys look for bentonite clay, you want to make sure that you get a brand that harvests, for lack of a better word, the clay in a manner that is eco-friendly and that it's not containing a whole bunch of junk in it. So look on the sides and make sure it's saying no, like no this ingredient, no that ingredient, you know, the stuff that we should not be putting on our bodies. Let's see. Do you have to add the vinegar? So you don't have to add the vinegar. You can use water. So one thing when I do this with apple cider vinegar, the smell I can get used to, although the smell is strong. But when you're putting it like around here, that apple cider vinegar can actually irritate your eyes. So if you use it with apple cider vinegar, I would say like just go on the outside of your face, maybe even patch wherever your oily spots are. But if you really want it all over your face, use water instead of the apple cider vinegar. I've also heard that you can use shea butter with this as well. I have not used shea butter with it. I have to try that out because I'm not sure how it would harden with the shea butter. So I have to research that a little bit more. But I would say, Karen, just use water with it and then you should be pretty good. Yeah, that smell is like, even this little bit on my hand, the smell is like, woo, I can smell it. But I've used apple cider vinegar with water as a facial toner as well. So, I got used to it. But when you're doing a clay mask, you don't want to be smelling like this, not necessarily. But it works. I mean, I put it on my face. I let it sit for 20 minutes. It gets hard. I take it off and your face just feels like literally like you came from the spa. Like it's really good. So now this has been sitting on my skin for a few minutes. And I don't know if you guys can see, but it's starting to harden. Can you see that? I don't know if you can tell. But you know how when mask hardens and it gets that little alligator type of texture to it? That's kind of what it's getting. So it's starting to harden there. And so can you do your hands with it? Sure. Again, the goal is put it on your skin, especially if you're oily. If you have dry skin, there is no need to use this on your face. Don't use it on your face, okay? If you have dry skin, but you have acne, what you can do is you can make a little bit and then just take it and put it on the spots like overnight where you have your acne. There's no need to coat it all on your face if you have dry skin, because again, this is really targeting oily skin and also acne. All right, so you guys, if you don't have any more questions or comments, I got mine from Amazon, by the way. This is Sky Organics 100% pure Bentonite Clay. All right. And this is family-run company. You can go to skyorganics.com and look at what they have there in terms of the bentonite clays. There is also different types of bentonite clays as well, depending on the use. But this one is just 100% pure bentonite clay. So I would recommend either going to them, getting this, or getting something equivalent if you're interested in that. All right. Oh, thank you. I love my house too. I'm still like going through I am like 99% done going through the boxes. So the next step is putting up the pictures and giving it a little bit more like, my personality, me and David's. So I love it. Thank you so much. Let me tell you, God is good, because that's what I'm going to say. In the midst of this housing crisis that, no doubt everyone's experiencing, and in Orlando specifically, the housing crisis is so bad. There are so few homes available. The rent has been, if you're looking at like renting an apartment, the price of rent increased actually like, I think they said 20%, 18 to 20% year over year to rent. So the fact that I was able to find a house that I love at my price point, I didn't have to, like overbid. I was fully expecting to overbid. I didn't have to overbid. She took my offer. I have to say, God is good, blessed, and I definitely am so grateful, because trust me, it's really a battle out here to find a place. Yeah, Karen says, yes, the prices are ridiculous, and yeah, for those in need. Yep, and she's happy with me. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. All right, well, thank you for watching. If you guys have any questions about using the bentonite clay, let me know. Of course, you can Google it as well. I started incorporating this. I love the way that it does my skin. So I encourage you to give it a try. Again, bentonite clay for your skin. You can use it as a detoxifier on your feet. You can also use it, you can ingest the ones that are made for ingestion to help with your digestive system and to help remove the heavy metal toxins that are in our bodies. So, but if you do that, make sure you get the type that is made for ingestion, research it, and follow the manufacturer's instructions. All right, you guys, love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Oh, and I will be on Jamila J's Girl Talk today at 12 o'clock. And I have a whole bunch of stuff I'm going to talk about as it relates to toxins in our homes and chemicals and the things that we can do to help improve our safety and our family's health and wellness in our homes. So you guys be sure to tune into that at 12 o'clock. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye. Thanks for watching.